Hey everybody, Robin here. Welcome to my new Let's Play of Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. I was hoping there would be a title screen at some point, but we just jumped right into the amazing music and the good times. So this is a game that I just found at HIYAH. It looks like it's pretty popular. It's another one of those like cute, adorable dating sim type games where I play as the adorable pink-haired girl who is very shy and has anxiety, and she wants to join the Normal Boots Club. What Normal Boots Club is, I have no idea. I can only assume they wear a lot of boots and they're pretty normal. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So I want to get all the boys. I want all the cutie pies. And I gotta kill all of these old people and stupid women. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen. I'm pretty excited. As you know, that I fail dating simulators pretty hard. My last 2 tries have not been great. So we're gonna see how this goes. That was perfect, wasn't it? That was perfect. Asagao Academy. So let's get into it. Now am I gonna get a title screen? Huh? Huh, you punks? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, whatever. You know, we like to get thrown into these things. Okay, this is like super blind, if you can't already tell. So why the hell not? We're just gonna jump right in. Chapter 1. I don't know if this is voiced. If it's not, I will do my best to provide you with voice acting entertainment. Okay, I guess not. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. I just go. Dear diary, I've got a date. Oh my god! How did I get a date? I'm on a train. How did that happen so quickly? What? Oh, this is my diary. Right, okay. Oh, across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. That's funny because I don't see anybody. But okay, I'll just have to go with it. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. Okay. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It'd been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Okay, this girl, she's not doing herself any favors right now. Can I just say that? I'm not impressed by her. She seems like a bit of a creep. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth over and over. Wow, what a neurotic weirdo. Now and again, I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. I don't even see any buttons. Jeez, I got it. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. Oh my god. My eyes wandered to the boy and his jacket. It's random. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green, varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. Oh my god. So, you're a first year then? Is this the boy? I think this is the boy. Look, he's got sparkles around him. He must be my dreamboat. He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? I don't know, it sounds like she's been staring at him for the last hour. How could she be surprised? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavily lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight, blindingly white, bright. I'm terrible at this! I need a cup of tea. There's something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. I thought that said spanking at first. I was like, wow, where is this going? Me? He glanced around the compartment, empty besides us, and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach. Godly. But I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. Has this person ever been on a train before? What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing? What? Mouth fishing? Do people use that? Is that a term? Ugh. To find a response.
That's not possible. I've never seen you before.
It took me a moment of mouth... yes, we get the mouth fishing. It's because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again.
A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of...
I removed the acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, and then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah, I suppose I'll be seeing you around.
What a cute. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. Ah, no. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name, and I never got his. No. Now he'll never make out with me. The train settled at the station, and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. I really don't like the fact that these buttons just remain here the entire time. It's very annoying. Unless there's some way for me to take it out. I don't think so. Preferences. Secret messages. No. Oh well. Let's just save it, I guess. Just in case something crazy happens. Right, okay. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies. She's obsessed with jackets! Looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. This is supposed to be like... I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school-issued black Oxfords click, click, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. Well, I can't even see anything at the moment, so there's just nothing, period. I hadn't changed. There we go, excellent. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. They have some really weird phrases going on in this dialogue here. It's a little strange. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. What are we going to do about that guy with the green jacket? Oh my god. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few minutes later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A terrifying old man. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Yeah, I'm sure they were. Posh boy, pink hair, are you kidding me? How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. Kinda sounds like a high school like this. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign on the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Who are you? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over, slapped me across the face.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
Oh my god, it's like voiced. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle.
What?
Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess, room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. I can't get these voices straight. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. I don't know, maybe the stupid way you talk, Hannah. Was she laughing at me? Yes. Yes, she was. When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. What? Is this meta? What? I'm sorry. What?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair! I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? Was it supposed to be like whenever anime characters have weird colored hair, they're obviously main characters? Okay, so this is a little meta. Ooh. She's throwing me for a spin. She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with me? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Then she began to laugh again. Oh, great.
Oh, no. It's great. I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh, gosh.
Yes.
I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. Good for you. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking towards the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in a year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, how was your break? And look at how tan you got. It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. Narrow, white doors lining both sides with the pale pink walls. Thin, gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's like, totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird, squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door numbered 325. Here we are. Oh, this is what the fuck? What is this? What? Nobody. What? It's terrifying. And it looks like the lights are already up. By the way. What the fuck? This is like. What? A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. I hope our character has something to say about this. This is like weird pedophilia, teddy bear porn to the next level. Mai had already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged musicians. I'm sorry, is this supposed to be a male model or a rugged musician? Or a child? I have questions. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. I guess this is my bunk with the sad bunny. The bottom bunk had a single, stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know was horribly itchy. I don't think cotton's itchy. I think wool is itchy. Silly, silly writer. I must have grimaced because Mike quickly smiled at me. I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break and Mom got really mad at me because I bought 5 bags. We were only there for a week. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine.